but we already knew that. Okay, it looks like we are streaming live. So thank you everyone for being here. This is Everybody Has a Story. And if you want to be a guest sometime, please reach out to me. This is a platform for you to speak about something you're passionate about. Do you have a message for the world? This is a platform for you to do that. So please reach out if you have something to say. We want to hear your voice. Today I have with me Robert Hollis. He is a beautiful, blessed man. You're welcome to bring God into your conversation today, Robert. If you would like to, feel free. This is a safe place to do that. So Robert is a millionaire mentor. He helps a lot of people in network marketing and just in life in general. You've touched so many people's lives, and whenever you speak, you either make somebody cry or laugh. You make them feel something, right? Maybe even anger, right? Because anger is something inwardly. You might say something that triggers people to go, oh, is that me? So but I just want to say I'm really grateful for you on a personal level because I've known you for a couple of years and you are a business partner and mentor of mine. And I'm just, grateful to have you and Terry in my life. So welcome, Robert.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me on here. I feel very honored and blessed. You mean a lot to me because I love your heart and what you do for people. So this was a no-brainer for me when you asked me.
Oh, thank you. And I think this will mean a lot to a lot of people because they haven't been seeing you lately on videos. So I hope that this will please everybody. So today you wanted to talk about your main message in life is about just doing it. You can do it. And that's how you inspire other people is just by your own stories, really. You're a storyteller. So the platform is yours. You go right ahead. And if I have questions, I'll ask along the way.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you, everybody. I just want you to know that if your eyes are watching this, you're a very, very blessed miracle. And I didn't believe that at one time. And for that reason, my life didn't go very well. So I want to share you how I got to that. For those of you, a very short part of my story is when I was young as a kid, you probably can't imagine, some of you unfortunately probably can, but my childhood and the things that happened to me during my childhood were horrific. I mean, from every kind of abuse that you can imagine to a point where the legal, the Child Protective Services took me and my brothers away from our mom because of all the beatings that we got, including through my father. So it was bizarre to me that, at a very young age, and, they have this little thing, this rule that you don't need to stay in a home too long because you might possibly become attracted to those individuals. And so the foster care system has this deal where, they strip you away from a family and put you in another one and put you in another one. And from a child's point of view, all I can tell you is that I just felt unloved. I was abandoned. No one wanted me. Nobody wanted me. And so I went to the bad side. We got, Darth Vader and we got Luke Skywalker. And I started finding out that you become the people that you hang around. And I all of a sudden found out that if the world dealt me a bad hand, then I'm going to use that bad hand. And so I don't need to go into a lot of stuff of what I was doing during those times. I just, at the age of 18, I got sentenced to 5 years in a federal state penitentiary. So I will make it so you guys don't have to be curious. I stole a beer truck, a semi, and I live close to the border, so I wanted to be accepted. And I threw a birthday party / senior party. And a lot of people showed up and it got pretty crazy. So I didn't know that if you stole a beer truck out of a warehouse and took it across state lines, that you're breaking a bunch of laws. And some of you are probably going, Robert, that's pretty. So I was thinking maybe I'd get a slap on the hand. And Learjet came into Williston, North Dakota, and a bunch of guys got out with black jackets on that said ATF. And I understood what the A stood for, alcohol. So I was definitely breaking a lot of laws. And so I just want each and every one of you to know that, I've had a very awful life. And then all of a sudden things started changing. After spending, a lot of people go back to prison. I decided to do the Luke Skywalker thing. So I got married, had my oldest son now that's 39. And I wanted to be the best mechanic I could possibly be. And that was my new journey. And so did good in school. Prior to that, I never did anything in school. But now I had a reason, and it was for one thing. Here's the theme that goes through my whole entire story, is that I had an uncle, which was the uncle that was the most successful of 9, and my mom's side of the family, that went, you fix that bike? Yes, sir. You fix that motorcycle? Yeah. Robert, you're really good with your hands. You should be a mechanic, and you should go to a trade school, and they'll show you how to get degrees and stuff that when you get out, you'll be making more than any one of your cousins. And I've never had anyone ever tell me that I could do anything. So I locked on to that one thing. And because of that, I want to tell everyone that watches this video is that, if no one's ever told you that you can do this, if no one's ever told you that you're a miracle, I'm telling you right now, if no one's never given you permission to succeed in life, to be happy and fulfilled, I'm giving you that permission right now. So like Lonnie says, God's not a discerner of persons, and whether you believe in the universe or source, we all have a different DNA. They're now doing face scans on people. Our fingerprints, the irises on our eyes are all unique. And so you're a unique individual that has greatness within you. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to get that out. Now, my college professor told me, hey, Robert, if you take these, Bobby, by the way, I wasn't Robert. I'll tell you where Robert came in. And so what ended up happening is that when I went to trade school to be an automotive engineer, I had one professor, Professor Bitts, that believed in me. And he just kept telling me how incredible I was. And so he said, take these ASE courses, which is Automotive Service Excellence. And he said, Robert, if you ever look at a garage, they either got a blue gear or silver gear or a gold gear. And if you do great at these tests, what you're going to do is you're going to get a certificate that will make garages want you, because they can hang that color gear outside. So they can say, we have a master automotive technician that works here. And so he says, trust me. So I trusted him. He helped me really study for him. And I became the second youngest master automotive technician that graduated throughout the whole world. And so then he showed me how to link up with the Penske organization in California. So I moved away from Little Williston, North Dakota, all the way to California, and worked for the largest dealership in the world. And from there, I ended up working on professional race cars. Why? Because I had 2 people tell me that you're good at this. You're awesome at this. And it's like, okay, I am. And so then I get out there, and apparently source, universe, God, that wasn't my journey. I know some of you can look at this today and you look back at your life and you go, that's the most awful time in my life. But connecting the dots, like Steve Jobs says, looking forward, I could not impact the amount of people that I do today if I was an auto mechanic, even if I was a crew chief, which was my dream. So what happened, wrong place at the wrong time, I get hurt. Van comes off a hoist. I'm so intelligent, I try to stop it. It pins me against my toolbox and almost amputated my right leg. And so the next thing I know, I'm in the hospital. We all listen to people with authority. We don't want to, but we do. And I had this doctor come in, and he touched my leg, and he just said, oh my God, your pants is like a tourniquet. We got to rush you to surgery. And then he looked at me, and I had Bobby on my Toyota mechanic uniform. And he goes, wow, you'll never be a mechanic again. So whether things are true or not, we say we don't listen to other people, but we do. And I'm just telling you, if people have told you that you're not smart enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you don't have good enough speaking skills, or all this BS that you listen to, I'm telling you that's wrong. That is wrong. So now I'm on workman's comp. I went through a divorce. My ex-wife ended up getting my son because I have no money. I'm on workman's comp. I get a loan on a used car. I missed the payments. I got the repo man chasing me. And then I got an eviction notice on my door. And it was the second time in my life, other than sitting in a prison cell, where I contemplated there's really no reason for me to be here. That the world would be better off without me. And so I understand going through ups and downs. And so it was during that time, whether you believe in a God or not, that I got down on my one knee and I just said, hey, if you're out there, I'll dedicate the rest of my life to you. You got my attention. I don't care if you want me to go into ministry or go to different countries or what you want to do, but I need your help. And if you read any of my books, the number one thing I talk about is being humble enough to ask for help. And people think that you should ask other people. You can, but you also can just ask source and be open to hearing. And so this one guy that I met twice in my life, Sean Hennigan, I'll give him credit forever because of his bravery to ask me. But a guy very simply said, I'm expanding a company and you need to find the best people you can and introduce them to me. And Sean called me up. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? I lied. I know none of you lie. I said, I was doing great. I had no electricity in the house. And I said, oh, Sean, I'm doing great. And he said, Robert, I met this guy. He's a little older than us. He makes 62 grand a month. I seen his check. And he's looking for people that he can train to help expand this company. And I said, I'll come pick you up. So I know that some of you try to connect with people to help with your business or your nonprofit organization or anything that you love and feel passionate about. And you will run into a lot of people that will say no. I'm just telling you they're the wrong people at the wrong time. There's nothing wrong with them. And so I go meet this guy being as skeptical as I possibly can. And he comes up to me and he looks right at me and he goes, wow. He said, what happened? I said, well, a stupid event landed on my leg. And I thought he was like a psychic, but now he was just aware. And he looked at me and he goes, how long you been on workman's comp? I said, 9 months. He goes, what does that pay now? I said, $900 a month. And he goes, how much do you need to make by the end of this month? And I said, $3,800. Because he knew I was behind on everything. And he goes, Sean told me that you were a pretty good mechanic. And of course, my ego popped up. And I said, yeah, I work for Roger Penske. He has Indy cars. And he goes, wow. He said, you would crush this. You would make so much money in this company. And he said, because I can tell you love people. And he says, but you first have to see an opportunity of yourself, seeing yourself at the level I am. And he said, so let me know when that is. And he turned around and walked away from me. So this is another person that told me that I could be awesome at this. Why did he believe that? Because he had helped other people that didn't believe in themselves be awesome at this. I got on my crutches and I chased him down. And the rest is history. That was 34 years ago. And so my whole thing in life has been to take the lessons that my mentors taught me and share them with others. And I'll give you just a couple of them. The book, The Greatest Miracle in the World. When I first talked to my mentor knew that I had all these stories that I told about myself that weren't true. There was just something that I created in my own mind. And for those of you that hang around Lonnie, you're not paying attention if you haven't figured that out. Lonnie can definitely guide you to exactly the things that can change your perspective of who you are, to get you to imagine again. And, we all, if you got that imagination, you know what I mean? You can change everyone's life, including yours and your families, if you got imagination, if you can believe in a different perspective, which they call paradigm shifts, right? And so, I've had a lot of companies that I've gone through to get to here. And now I just look back, connecting the dots, is every one of those things that happened to me was just in preparation to get me to the next step. So now I can look back and I learned a lot of stuff. The young Robert Hollis, how I became Robert, is I signed an application for a company called National Safety Associates to sell water filters. And Bill held it up and said, Robert Hollis just got in the business. Let's give him a hand. So I went from Bobby to Robert. And Robert's a pretty awesome guy. So I just knew that I had to go through a lot of people to find people that had the same vision as I did. But man, has it been worth it. It's just been so worth it. So if you've been in companies or had people that you're learning from, and all of a sudden it's not connected anymore, for me, that's source, that's universe, that's God saying, listen, Lonnie, I have some new mentors for you. I have some new concepts for you. You need to continue to grow. We don't ask grass or flowers or trees or pets to stop growing. But sometimes as human beings, we want to stay where we are because it's more comfortable. And when you grow, magic things happen. So my mentor could see that I was telling a wrong story, and he gave me the greatest miracle in the world by Og Mandino. And he didn't. He told me to go to the store and buy it. And once I got done reading it, and I figured out what the lesson was, to call him back. That took 24 hours. Went from there, got the book, read the book. It's funny how we can say that we have difficulty reading, or I don't like reading, until that thing can change your life. I love the struggle of reading that book. And in a millisecond, for me, I always tell people, Lonnie, I don't know if you've ever heard me say this, but isn't it amazing when you can talk to a number of people that are happy and fulfilled and living their best life, including having income, and you ask them what their best book is, their favorite book, the book that really made, that magical moment happen in their life. And everyone has sometimes a different book. And I'll tell you why I believe that is because the decision was made by you before you got the book.
Yeah. And you're more open to receive what the message is from that book. And it's funny, last night, Robert, I was exploring your YouTube page, which if you're watching on YouTube, I've put in the description a link for your YouTube and other ways to find you as well, and for your books. So I came across a video of you when you were probably just Bobby just before that, but it was like in 1988.
Yeah.
With other stuff. Oh my gosh, that was so cool to see you. Oh, the same voice. It's just, you just look so different, right? It's like, that was cool.
And on top of that, we were told that if the presentation or the testimonial was over a minute, that it would be cut. And so I think I said in 1 minute or less than a minute business like 13 times. I know I'm exaggerating. But if you guys want to, reach out to Lonnie and look for that video, because you'll see how far I've come and how far I'm continuing to go. And so I just want to leave with every one of you, and thank you, Lonnie, again for putting this together. And all my training is free. If you just Google Robert Hollis or go to the links that Lonnie sent you to, I would do everything in my power. And out of the 62 people I've helped make $1 million, now 11 of them are now owners of their own business. And half of those has nothing to do with marketing. But because they learned and grew, then the vision that was for them, the calling that was for them came to them. And it's just made one of my, Tim Watucky owns one of the largest modeling and agencies for casting for movies. That's what he always wanted to do. So I met him in California, and he's used all that stuff to figure out how to do that. But I just want each and every one of you to know that the key, other than asking for help, is please find a mentor or a mentress. I never said that before. That's cool. And find someone who has what you want as far as a lifestyle. And don't listen to all the people that are not willing to document it. Documentation for me, and I've said this many times, is that if I was going to take my children, which I have, to a martial artist studio, you can go to one martial arts studio and you see all these trophies and the person says, wow, I won all these. And then you can go into another dojo or studio and you see more trophies and you go, wow. And they go, yeah, this is from all my students. So it takes different skills to do things than it does to teach things and encourage people. Find a mentor like that. For now, please just find one, because you're not stuck. You're just uninspired. Yeah. So I was telling Lonnie right before I got on here, and I apologize that I have to go, but I got all these awards that I've gotten from other companies. Hit #1 in 7 different companies, including #1 income earner. And I was telling Lonnie how shift in my life is my recent award that Terry and I had was called, they gave us an award being called a world changer. And it was from the Zweigel Foundation. So that's the second one in a couple of months that we've won for contribution to other things. And I was telling Lonnie, talk about a different level, you know, getting awards for making an impact on people that you'll probably never meet.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I love each and every one of you. Lonnie, thank you so much for having me on here. You're so special, and what a great idea. You know, listening to people's stories is just the key. And I know each and every one of you, you know, it's there. You just have to learn to look for it. How I have other people go where you're celebrated instead of tolerated.
Exactly. So many wise things you said here today, Robert. Thank you so much. And yes, it only takes one person to inspire you, or just tell you that you are worthy, you are deserving, you are capable, you can do it. Only one person. And so even if we as humans can be that one person for someone in a child's life or anybody's life, let's just do it. Yeah, let's just do it and stay open to God, because like Robert was saying, once you can surrender and let God lead, you're going to find beautiful things. You're going to be led in beautiful ways. Yeah, beautiful ways. So thank you for being here, Robert.
Thank you, Lonnie. I love you.
Love you too. And thank you, audience, for being here. If you're watching on Facebook, I'll post some links of Robert's in the comments there. If you're watching on YouTube, the links are in the description. And my Life and Birth Mentor YouTube channel, go over there to check out some more beautiful guests like this. Everybody have a blessed day. Thank you.
I'm proud of you, Lonnie.
Thank you, Robert.